Ladies and gentlemen, I wish to take this opportunity to thank God for this day and life, also for environment upon which we draw our life from. I stand to thank organizers of this event, the UNEP and Adere Rokato, for extending this opportunity to us today as young environmentalists to be partakers of this great role in our society and contribute to our agenda environmental sustainability. It's indeed a pleasure. I'm Julius Munari, a student in Machakos University, pursuing a bachelor's degree in environmental sciences, and also the director of publicity for Machakos University Environmental Club. I'm an agent of change towards a sustainable development in our world today. The number of us present here in this assembly is encouraging, and it shows how environmental conscious we are. It shows that the dawn for environmental conservation is here. This paradigm shift has encouraged me as an optimist to share my dreams and hopes, which I'm anticipating to realize a better future, indeed our Earth in 2050. The Earth is at the verge of either stagnation or continuity. However, I hope everybody present here today has an urge and a driving force which will take us back to the long lost glory of our Earth. My vision for this time is to have sustainable utilization of natural resources, which are all crucial elements for human life. Ladies and gentlemen, I long to have a greener Earth, full of biodiversity, increased forest covers, and relieved water bodies that will sustain our technology for both industrial and agricultural development. My very hope for this time is to have wetlands respected and protected, as they play a great role in reducing greenhouse gases and pollutants in our water systems. Ladies and gentlemen, my dream for this time, for the future, is to have a manageable population that will live in harmony and build a peaceful society for environmental protection. Despite such beautiful dreams, it's worrying to see our people suffering due to extreme effects of climate change. It dreads to imagine our population and environmental sceneries being swept away in our coastal land as per the scientific projections. It does not seem solved, as there is still more release of greenhouse gases into the atmosphere as per the IPCC reports. Our population is also increasing, risking the Earth's carrying capacity, as still projections point to a population of 9 billion by 2050. Ladies and gentlemen, the population competes for natural resources, overexploit them, and create a poor socio-economic society, which is vulnerable to poverty. This creates a poor ability to adapt or mitigate the projected effects of climate change, such as drop in agricultural yield and water stress. Why can't we solve these problems? Because they emanate from us in the first place. But I engage us to understand it's a span of the 20 years to 2050, and all of us would be there to witness a time where the world could have achieved sustainable development at all levels. Ladies and gentlemen, in 2050, I expect to have a globalized world in terms of technology and industrialization. This is through renewable and energy reutilization to reduce the release of greenhouse gases to the atmosphere, therefore enhancing normal climatic patterns. This forms my clear and vivid idea of how the Earth will be in 2050. Ladies and gentlemen, I expect the world would have adopted proper family planning method, and our population will remain in the Earth's carrying capacity in respect to per capita consumption of the resources which will be available then. Our agricultural activities will sustain the population, and the Earth will be rejuvenated and younger. Ladies and gentlemen, through education for sustainable development, I expect to have individuals who will make decisions and implement what's environmentally acceptable to improve the quality of life. Our Earth will therefore be disease-free, more habitable, and it will look much natural than before. The Earth will be green, rich in biodiversity, and our water systems will be of good quality and quantity. More of mineral deposits will be discovered, and the industrial revolution will be enhanced even more. By this time, already degraded areas would have received bioremediation, and the Earth will regain its aesthetic value again. This is a promising future, and all of us are looking unto it. All said and done, ladies and gentlemen, it's worth noting that adaptation, mitigation, capacity building, and resilience in our society cannot be done in isolation, but from every individual's deliberate efforts. This is the baseline on how we can achieve a gender restore Mother Nature in 2050. Therefore, it's necessary to foster education for sustainable development in all forms of learning. This includes earning our students pursuing environmental professions, scholarships to go to different countries across the world, where they will explore the world, gain experience and skills and knowledge on how to handle different environmental situations, and in turn, after graduating, they will offer solutions to those problems which we are suffering even now. I wish to reiterate what a wise man once said: no effort goes unpaid. I advocate for inclusion of women and youths in global summits and decision-making forums, so that with their courage of innovation and knowledge, they will be able to improvise alternatives to our industries. It will take youths to adopt initiatives through global support, plant and grow trees, reforest and protect these areas, so that we can increase our carbon stocks and reduce the climate change effects. We can achieve this future through advocating for peaceful coexistence and good relations as a group. We respect human rights and ecosystem rights also, as peace, development and environmental protection are inherent and indivisible. This should be given our common approach. Finally, I urge developing nations to offer financial, economic and technological support to developing nations. This will enable them to fight for environmental protection and ultimate conservation. I wish also to acknowledge the efforts done by our environmental initiators to realize where we are today and our future projections. I acknowledge the latest move through the Blue Economy, among other environmental forums. What we've done is worthy exemplary, and I have promised to follow such dimensions as an environmentalist. I thank you all.